Welcome in, welcome in. Are y'all proud of them Texans? Are y'all proud of those Texans? Have we seen this before? Or it just been too long? Man, they put together a picture-perfect game back-to-back weeks. And what they say the last time they won 2 in a row, 2021.
Oh, that's not good.
That's way too long. It was time to end that. But man, I have no complaints. They put it all out there at home on Sunday afternoon. And I'm talking about a picture-perfect game. They had a balanced offense. Actually got some running game going to go with that passing. Man, there's a lot of people to highlight that stepped up big in this game. This is a total team win against a quality ball club in the Pittsburgh Steelers. They didn't look like the Steelers on Sunday afternoon, but somebody was in those jerseys. But it was a quality win, and I don't know the last time the Houston Texans won a quality win like this at home. Let's start back. For number one, it was a quality ball club they beat. For number two, they beat a team in the battle red jerseys. Every time they wear these battle red jerseys on prime time or whenever, they seem to get embarrassed. Well, that didn't happen this time. They went out there and showed out, beat a quality club. I'm excited about it. 2-2. I mean, this team here, they surprising. They are surprising. They starting to get it together. That offense look real nice. Everybody on the same page. C.J. Stroud making key throws. He looked poised in the pocket. What about Nico Collins? I think it's safe to say that he's the number one option for the offense in the passing game. Obviously, this guy has put in his work in the offseason because he's coming out wrecking shop. 7 catches for 168 yards, 24 on average, and 2 touchdown passes. Nico Collins. And he's done this all season long for the 4 ball games early in the season. Man, this guy is showing up. Dameon Pierce finally shake loose. He got him 81 yards off of 24 carries, almost 4 yards in average. But the main thing is that they had a balanced attack this time. You thought they had a full team game last week. Well, they topped that, you ask me, in this week because of quality ball club. They're playing at home, battle red. They had all the trimmings ready for this, and they went out and they showed out. That's something Houston Texans fans are proud of. They play this way. Look, I know we want them to play this way every game. Trust me, I do. And if they do, mistake-free football. C.J. Stroud still hasn't thrown an interception as a rookie. As a rookie. I think they have their franchise quarterback. I really do. Because each game, I'm just seeing some elevation here. The guy was 16 for 30, 306 yards, 10.2 on average, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. I like what I see from him. You had Dalton, he had 3 catches for 42 yards. Dameon Pierce, just 1 catch on the offensive end. Robert Woods, 3, and then John Mechie. I mean, it was just passed around. I mean, Nico Collins was the highlight, but everybody got a touch of that ball. Even Tank Dell, he had 1 catch for 16 yards. So it's a different hero every game, it seems like. But 30 points on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. We didn't hear T.J. Watt pretty much the whole afternoon. That's saying something. This offensive line did not give up 1 sack. Think about that. Let's say that again. 1, 2, 3. On 1, on 2, on 3. This offensive line did not give up 1 sack. I think they deserve a round of applause. No doubt about that. Fantastic job. This is just a great team win for the coaches as well. What about Coach Slow? Oh my goodness, what a game he called. Kept the defense off balance. They didn't know what they were running. For the first time, Houston Texans was unpredictable. Can't you believe that? I mean, we're breaking records all over the place in just one game. Battle Red Jerseys win a game. Won a game against a quality ball club. And then you didn't win back-to-back since 2021. Come on now. And we have an offensive coordinator that we actually can say after a ball game, he called a great game. I mean, look, man, we're going to let D'Amico speak a little bit, see how excited he is. But, yeah, I have no complaints in this ball game. The Texans did what they needed to do at home. They showed up, and it was just a game. It was just a clean game that they played. I was very proud to watch that. Something we haven't seen in years. So it lets you know something new is coming. It's coming in each game. They're growing together. And I don't see why you can't battle for a playoff spot. I know I'm going a little crazy here. People might be saying, what the hell are you talking about? But look, just take a game at a time. And if you play this way, you're going to win more than you lose. This is mistake-free. I'm not expecting to play mistake-free football every week. But if you play with the effort and you're tackling, getting people on the ground, and you're engaged and you're trying to win the game, yeah, you'll get some wins. You'll get more wins than losses. So, yeah, I'm excited about this one. But I'm going to let D'Amico, I think you're going to hear from C.J. Stroud as well, and Will Anderson. What about him with the return fumble for a touchdown? When the game was pretty much sealed, he just put the cherry right on that thing. We didn't hear too much about Will Anderson in each of these 2 weeks, really too much, but he caused a lot of pressure and friction in that backfield on quarterbacks and running backs, even if he's not getting there on initial contact. But he's still working hard. And that return fumble, that was like a little biscuit got thrown to him. Hey, it's for all the hard work. He ran it back for a touchdown, and end of story. So, yeah, man, this game here, I loved it. Back-to-back weeks looking good for the Houston Texans. Man, you got to be proud of that. You have to be proud of that. But let's get into D'Amico, see what he's got to say. But enjoyed it.
All the guys, whoever is in there, it doesn't matter. All the guys just playing together, right? And that's what winning football looks like. Guys just playing together, playing the defense the right way, right? And everybody making the play that they're supposed to make. Right, really big improvement in the red zone. And they got down there a couple times on us, had a few drives, right, that we allowed them to get down there. But what I'm most proud of is the way our guys stood up in the red zone and made them kick field goals, right? And that was a big-time improvement from where we've been the first couple of weeks. So I'm excited about the improvement, excited about young guys in there stepping up, playing good for us. The running game on offense, that's exactly what we wanted to do, right? We knew for us to win this game, we had to run the ball efficiently. And it starts with the offensive line, the way they blocked up front, tight ends, the way our backs ran, right? Especially, Damian, the way he ran his best game this year. It was awesome to see, him just continue to press forward. When he got the ball, he had a, I will not be denied mentality, and it showed. And it showed from our entire offense, right? When the running game gets going, it just opens up a lot of other things, allowing us to hit some explosive passes, right? With Nico having a really big game, CJ continuing to do well, right? It's all a credit to the run game. And I'm excited for where we are in the run game right now. We know we had our hands full, right? Highsmith and Watt, two of the best edge rushers in the league, so we knew we had our hands full. And again, I always go back to, it doesn't matter who's out there. You protect together. All 11 guys, that's how you protect. Starting with the O-line, tight ends, backs, but also it's the quarterback and the receivers getting the ball out, running your routes with the proper timing, quarterback getting the ball out on time. All of that goes into play with protecting. And I thought overall, collectively, as an offensive unit, we played really well in stifling their pass rush.
Could you talk about two things, the importance of the large fourth down sack, and also the coaching staff, what they've done the last 2 weeks to help you win these 2 games?
I was excited to see JG get that sack. He missed one earlier, so he owed us one. So he came up big time for us at the right moment. Big time moment. It was huge for him to get that one. So
I'm sorry, I just want to give another shout out to this offensive line. This offensive line went out there short-handed. Do you understand me? Don't even have the full starting unit out there. That showed guts and fight. They have to get a round of applause again. It's just unbelievable. They just showing that they can do it. They can get nasty. You know what I mean? They can hold up just a little bit longer so we can find guys out in the passing game. And they need their shot outs because early in the season it was just falling apart like a wet pound cake. But in this game here, and even last week, they worked together as a collective unit. Whatever they did, max protection, letting the fullback come out, a little more protect, whatever the case may be, they gave him enough time to run the ball. They gave him enough time to pass the ball. So they got really gutty. So you got to enjoy that.
Excited for what he continues to bring as a pass rusher. And for our coaching staff, right? And it's credit to all our guys and the work that they put in that no one sees behind the scenes, right? What I love about our coaching staff is no one complains about who's out there. You know, we've had a lot of injuries, a lot of things. Nobody complains. Everybody just keeps pressing forward. Everybody just keeps working, right, with the guys who are up. And it's a relentless mindset from our coaches. And starting offensively, starting with Bobby, thought he did a really nice job calling the game today. Credit to him and his staff and how he had the guys prepared versus a really tough defense. And to see them go out and have the outing that they have today is a credit to Bobby and his staff. And defensively, Coach Berg and the staff, again, same thing. Doesn't matter who's out there. They had the guys prepared, had the guys ready to play. And I'm really thankful for the coaches that we have on our staff. They've done an excellent job.
Coach, I know that everything is always team first, and I get it. But for you personally, able to win today, give the fans their first home win since 2021, and give them also the first back-to-back win since 2021. How does that feel to you just personally?
It feels awesome to get a win, right? And that's what we're here to do, right? I mean, me coming here taking this job, this is how we want to play football. We want to play winning football. And it starts with the guys in their locker room. I'm proud of what they've done, the work that they put in throughout the week, right? We're grinding through some hot days here in Houston. Nobody's complaining. Everybody's working, right, pressing forward, doing what they need to do, right, to get results on Sunday. And I'm proud of our guys, proud of our staff, everybody, right? If we keep playing the way we're playing, the results will come. So we're not focused on the results, just focused on the process, and we keep that mindset, it'll all take care of itself.
Well, D'Amico, obviously, with the win in your home, you record 2-2, that's very important. But how much more special is this win with the fact your former teammate J.J. Watt goes into the win?
With J.J. Watt, it's credit to J.J., his career and what he's done. Excited for him. A huge honor for his name to go up in the rafters of the stadium. It's going to be an inspiration to a lot of people when they look up and see his name. It's well-deserved. JJ, great man, great player, right? And just an inspiration to many. So congratulations to JJ. He definitely deserves it. And it's great seeing all the former guys here today rooting us on.
D'Amico, how important was it for you guys to actually score on that first drive, get down there, having a few setbacks, but to be able to come away with a 7? How important was that?
Yeah, I think that first drive, it really helped us, right, offensively. We've been having a few slow starts, right, coming out, so that really helped us even with the penalties and being able to move back. A couple of times there, we were hurting ourselves. When we've been in those positions before, we've not scored, right? It's turned into a field goal, or we just hurt ourselves so many times. But to see us get better in that position, we needed to score in the red zone, and for us to score multiple times and get it called back, I think it was really momentum shift for our offense, right? And they knew they could put the ball in the end zone, and when you see that multiple times, it just gained more confidence, and I think that.
Amen to that. That's another thing. In the red zone, scoring touchdowns instead of field goals. They had to score 3 touchdowns on one possession just so it can count because of penalties. Man, I tell you, This don't sound like the old Houston Texans at all. 3 touchdowns on 1 possession. You hear me? Oh, man. That's efficient.
That's what helped them a lot throughout the game. They knew they had confidence to put the ball in the end zone and move the ball, and that spurred a lot of movement throughout the game, right? We controlled it there at the end. I love the fourth quarter drive there. We held it, we ran the ball, when we needed to run the ball and burn the clock. So it was really awesome to see our offense work the way they did today.
That was the most impressive thing, the offense, moving the ball.
What type of improvements that you see on that, especially the pairing of Henry T and Christian Harris?
We expect the defense to show up.
With Henry and Christian, they're continuing to get better, every week in practice, just watching them work together, right? Watching them lean on each other, right? Very similar to how they played at Alabama, both guys leaning on each other. And they're young players, right? There are going to be some bumps in the road, but I'm encouraged with their progress, right? Not only in the game, but just seeing them progress through the week on things we've been trying to teach them, right? They're getting better. And that's all I can ask for. And I'm proud of both of those guys, the way they're continue to step up and improve each week.
The last 2 games, you've had multiple score leads at halftime. You haven't scored in the last 2 games. What is contributing to that? What are you have to get started early? And also, what is the conversation like at halftime?
Right. These past 2 games, we've had leads, but it all goes to execution, right? When our guys execute, that's when you score points. It's all just about execution. There's nothing glamorous, there's nothing special about it. Everybody just going out, executing, doing their job, and that's doing their part. And that's what it is. That's what turns into points, and that's what I'm pleased with.
Nico, just a following up on the question about your coaching staff. I noticed a lot on the 4th down calls. You don't necessarily jump into when the offense comes in. You sort of stay away from it and let that offensive staff. Is that the type of confidence that you expect that they'll get right call, maybe not you can get involved in that one with some of those 4th down calls?
Yeah, I have full confidence in Bobby. When we go for 4th down, I'm confident in our offense. I believe that they can get it. Sometimes we convert, sometimes we won't, but that doesn't stop my belief in our unit and what they're capable of doing. All right, thank you, guys.
But we knew going into this week what type of game this was going to be. The way we practiced this week, the energy was high. Everybody's technique was good this week. The coach pointed out a lot on the film. He was just like, I'm excited to see you guys eat because of the work you guys put in this weekend. I mean, JG, Malik, Rain, all the defensive linemen, they did a really good job of penetrating. That's what we practiced all week, just penetrating, disrupting, having fun, and getting the quarterback off his spot.
JJ going in today, you said that you got a chance to talk to you
Yeah.
yesterday, and you put it in the weight room, and said you had some questions, and said you had to think of something. What was that interaction like, and your thoughts on that going forward?
Yeah, JJ's been a good mentor for me so far. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start sending him some more clips so I can get some more help. But he's been good, man. I mean, honestly, it's a privilege and it's a blessing to have somebody like JJ to communicate with, to help out, you know what I'm saying? What he's done in the league, what he's done for the Houston Texans is unbelievable. And then the speech he came and gave to us Friday, and it was Friday or Saturday, but one of those days, he had said a lot of powerful words, and I think it stuck with the team a lot. Just don't take anything for granted. You're in the NFL, there's not a lot of people that can say that, and I think that resonated with a lot of the guys.
Well, how has this defense come together so well in the last 2 weeks in such a short period of time?
It's simple. Everybody just doing your job. That's all coach just puts on the board when we do keys to victory. Everybody just do your job. And when you do your job, you get, that's what you get out there, you know what I'm saying? But it's just been so exciting. The future, that's what we always talk about. The future is so bright here because the guys are great. We're hungry. We just want more. We want more and more and more. We just have that greedy mentality, that swarm mentality, and the energy that Coach D'Amico brings every day is so contagious, and we feel it. We feel it, and we just want to go out there and just play for each other, play for him, and play for the organization.
Well, you guys kind of talk a lot about daily progress and what you said, but just kind of in terms of confidence and growth of this young team, how big has it been to finally see those results the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's been great, man. I mean, we still got so much more work to do, and we can get better at so many things, but again, just going back to the future of how everything is building up. We just say keep chopping wood, keep stacking those days, man, and everything's going to take care of itself. But to have a young team like this, to everybody just buying in, I think that's the biggest thing. Everybody just buying into what the coaches are asking for and what they want for us to get done.
Hey, well, when you talk about how much you see the times,
Yeah.
but to be persistent and come away with.
Do y'all like this guy's attitude and his energy? Yeah, this guy's a bolt of energy. Contagious. But great young man. You talk about a Hall of Famer. In my opinion, as the years move along, because he's a hard worker, you already can see what he can do. He's not showing up in a lot of games for us, his name being called every week, but he's there. You better feel him. But yes, I will call him a future Hall of Famer when his career is done. I just got that much faith in him. So we'll reevaluate this in a few years and see where we're sitting at.
Yeah, man, it's just the grit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get put in those situations in practice all the time. And how relentless can you be? Can you just, no matter how you get on the field, no matter what, how greedy can you be for it? And the offense showed that today, like running the ball. Coach said something in the meeting, like, we gonna run the ball, and we went out there and did that. It just goes back to the execution. How bad do you really want it? And I can tell you one thing about this team: we want it really bad. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think
Here's
just
the superstar.
for me, it's been the ability to be in a city like Houston that I felt God put me here for a reason. So you know how I start, just all glory praise to Him. And I think it started all the way back from my 30 visit. When I came out of it, I sat right in this area and I poured my heart out to the coaches. They poured their hearts out to me, let me know what they wanted from a quarterback or if they were going to take one. And I gave them what I felt I was. And every day I feel like God has given me the ability to show with that attitude and that mentality every day. So it's been a blessing. I think it's really cool when you see your work pay off a little bit. But for me, it's just the beginning. Like I still think I left a lot on the field today. Could have played better in the red zone. And for me, of course, I always want to snip that in the bud and get back to work. But it feels good. It definitely does feel good to work really hard and see it pay off. But for me, it's just the beginning, and I'm super blessed.
With the defense the last 2 weeks with shutouts in the first half, what does that do for the offense, the energy that you feel off some of the plays they make?
Man, it's everything. I think those first 2 weeks, it was like offense plays good one game, defense plays good the other. And these last 2 games, we both play well together. And when you have a defense flying around like that, I mean, we feel it at practice. And when you got those good on good periods, you're warming yourself up, iron to sharpen iron for that Sunday. And this week, those guys are flying around. You've seen them doing that practice, so that gives you the confidence that they're going to do it in the game. So it was a blessing to just have a defense like that. DeMeco's calling it well. Henry's playing really well, calling the plays, and guys are flying around, and you can feel the energy in the building. And it's really cool to be able to be an offense off of that. And we got to help those guys out a little more. I definitely think that today. I mean, we let them hang around a little too much, and we were driving the ball really well, but we weren't finishing drives, and that's something that we got to get better at.
Yes, I agree with that. Finishing drives, something they will get better at. Because they sat on 16 points for a while. That's when things were starting to get a little nervous for a while. Because you got to score more points, especially that 16 they were sitting on wasn't going to be enough to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, and probably a lot of other people's opinion. But yeah, they can't get stuck like that where they score a certain amount of points and then 3 and outs for like 4 or 5 times in a row, or just can't move the ball. Just can't sit on it like that. So yeah, he's correct in that area to where they have to learn how to keep pushing the ball to get points, if not touchdowns, at least field goals. But you can't continuously punt it to the other team 4, 5 times in a row after going down there, just marching down, scoring a touchdown, and then getting some field goals behind it. You just can't get stagnant and stale right in one position at a certain point of the ball game. So yes, once they work on that and at least try to get points every time you have the football, it's going to be great. But hey, they're just coming out the gate. There's a lot more to learn, and they're getting there.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row, man. Just the guys playing solid, guys stepping up, man. This is the league, next man up. And my guy Deck stepped in, did a great job. KG, J-Pat, Shaq, George. So, I mean, when those guys up front are battling, we're battling on the outside, too, to make plays. So it really starts up front and running the ball. We ran the ball really well this game. Started off hot. I think we scored like 3 touchdowns in that first drive. So that just shows how relentless that this team is being built from D'Amico and Nick and Bobby, and we're buying into it, and we're really trying to be relentless and have that killer mindset like they're preaching every game, every play. So those guys played amazing. The tight ends helped those guys help the tackles out a lot with the chips and trying to control TJ and 56, who are two great players. That defense is a great defense. But I feel like when we're rolling, we're going to be hard to stop, and especially when we don't turn the ball over and we get 2 or 3 back. You know what I mean? So hats off to everybody.
Yeah, hats off to you.
You mentioned that you guys scored 3 touchdowns before you actually got points. Can you talk about what that meant to be able to keep going back to the hole and come away on that first drive with 7?
Yeah, that's what we were preaching, man. Going to the red zone, getting 7, not 3. And when you're relentless and you're fighting your tail off, that's what it looks like. And we preach that through our practice every day. Jake Moreland, our tight end coach, comes up and he gives us a presentation of our red zone, and he tells us, man, it's kind of ironic. Like the red zone, we wore the battle red uniforms and we scored in the red zone our first drive 3 times or something crazy like that. So and Jake brought that up in our meeting a couple weeks ago.
Every game?
And for it to see it to pay off, the guys working really hard at practice, it's a blessing. So I mean, we got to keep that up and even be better, because we were driving the ball down a couple of times and just took 3 when we really should have had 7 on miscues, me missing a throw or things like that. And so we can all be better all around. But that's what we preach. We want to be great in the red zone.
What point is it during the week?
Music to my ears.
Okay, we put together a really good plan for what we're going to do with Rex here really well.
Yeah, I think around Friday, Saturday. Those Wednesdays, Thursdays, we're putting in new things, so it's not always going to click right away. But for me and Bobby, we've gotten a pretty good idea on what we both like, the offense we want to run, and he's calling it, man. He's doing a great job. And Case Keenum always says he calls it, we ball it. So it's been a blessing to work with somebody like Bobby, we're all getting trust, not only from him, but from the O-line to the tight ends to the running backs to the receivers, and we're starting to buy into the system, and I think it's showing. So
when you hear that you throw for the second most passing yards to start an NFL career through the first 4 starts, what kind of goes through your head when you hear those type of accolades being attached to your name?
For me, it's a blessing, but I want to do more. I want to be really great at this game. I want to put in the work every week. And just like I think I was telling you in the locker room, they'll hate you. They'll love you one week, they'll hate you the next, man. So for me, it's a constant grind, constant build up throughout the week, and I'm getting back to my routine, working really, really hard this week to go play a tough Atlanta team. So it's a blessing to be able to be playing decently. But for me, it's the guys around me. I can't do anything without those guys balling out. You see the yards at the catch. You see the guys straining up front. Me getting the ball out, trying to get the ball out on time. The running backs doing their job. The tight ends doing their job. Like, everybody's doing their job. And then you add the defense. And then you add our special teams. Like, everybody's playing together. So we got to keep that going. But it's a blessing for sure.
CJ, I know taking care of the ball is important. You don't have some receptions yet this year. Seems like today, though, you had some opportunities where you threw it a little sooner than maybe you wanted to, but you threw it away on purpose, or you put it where only your guy could get it and make a tough catch. So an intentional miss, I guess. So is that part of it working that way? Did I see more of that today?
Yeah, I think I'm getting smarter when it comes to that. Just not taking hits, throwing the ball away, or put into only where my guy can get it. I feel like I've been doing that for a couple weeks, but definitely the first point with just getting rid of the ball, being smart, not taking sacks, not taking hits, and I got to use my legs a little bit today. I think I could have used my legs a little more towards that back end, but like I said, man, we want to do anything it takes to win. And if that's to the world, it might look like a negative play, but not taking a sack and being smart with the football, throwing it away is really important, and it helps field position, things like that. And the intentional ground I had was dumb on my part. I got to be better in that area, but definitely trying to grow in that case. And Davis has helped me a lot, and Gerard in the QB room of not taking hits and being smart with the football. So we knew that with this team, if you take care of it and you take it away, just like any other game, you can win the game. So yeah. Yeah, for me at least, I know I'm probably speaking for everybody. We don't have no expectations. We trying to do one play, one thing at a time. I feel like when you go in a game trying to do anything that like you put already to your mind, it usually doesn't happen that way. And that's how I kind of live my life, man. Just living where my feet are at, and working really hard to make that one thing happen. Doing my job because I trust my brother to do his. But yeah, when you put in that work there in practice, you expect success, but you only give yourself a chance. Nothing is set in stone in this league. This league's really hard. And you only give yourself an opportunity to make the play. It's up to you to go do it. So I definitely feel like, yeah, it's a better feeling when you put it in practice, but it doesn't guarantee anything. It was a lot of things, man. Trying to think of the first thing I can probably think of. I think the first thing for me was when I got drafted, and even before the draft, meeting Will. And we didn't know we were coming to the Texans or anything like that, but we talked about being teammates. And then you fast forward, we got drafted to the team. I got over 50, 60, 70 text messages from people from this organization, and mostly players. And for me, it wasn't a worry of mine leaving the place I did at Ohio State. Like when I was in Ohio with my brothers, man, back in college, like we were a real brotherhood. Like I would put my head on the block for those guys, and I would die for those guys. And I didn't know if the league was like that, but when those guys hit me up, man, it meant a lot. And they had none but utmost faith in me, and knew that they didn't draft me for any reason. And they told me that, and they had confidence in me before I even had confidence in myself in this league. So that was probably around the time I knew we can be special, because the excellent, like if you're in the NFL, I mean, you're probably a really good football player. But when you have guys buying in to do it for one another, that's when it turns special. So like the energy that we're bringing every day to practice, to pregame, to halftime, to postgame, like we're bringing that swag and that juice that D'Amico talks about, that Texan way football, we're starting to show up. So and we don't want nobody to think we're going to be good or bad. We don't really care. We're going to do what we do because we're the man in the arena. We're the ones doing the work. We're the ones getting hit. We're the ones playing. So for us, man, we just want to prove ourselves right more than prove other people wrong.
Loving his fire.
Yeah, just like when I was in school, things didn't happen overnight. It took a little process, and I think even being here, I think I've actually gotten a good, better chemistry and connection faster than I did back in school. I think it took a little longer back then, but man, it's been a blessing to work with those guys. Those guys work their tails off at practice. Like, if you see Tank's numbers on the catapult during the week, like you would be like, man, how is he gonna play? That dude's running fast. He's putting a lot of extra mileage in. Same with Nico, and they're constantly working on their bodies, doing what they got to do to play. And every single one of them wants to see each other eat. Like, it was even a blessing to see Metch get some love today. I owe him one. I missed him on the little rollout. I got to hit him in stride. But to see him make a play on that end breaker, that was a really big thing to see from Metch, because that's somebody that we're going to lean on this year. He's going to be big for us. So building chemistry with everybody, though, like from Brev to Dalt to Teagan to Beck. Oh, Beck one too. And then all the way to the outside to the backs. Everybody's working together. So just building chemistry every day in practice has been really big for us.
CJ, you talk a lot about the brotherhood as far as the players, but what about the fans who look at you to take them, get them back over the hump and get them back into the playoffs? It's been a long time since this team has had a home victory and win consecutive games. So just to the fans, what would you say?
I want to say, man, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, y'all deserve to feel special. Y'all deserve to root the Texans on. Like, not winning since 2021, I think it was around Christmas, like that ain't flying from like anybody in this building. I want them to know, like, we find our tails off every day to make sure y'all walk around with Texan gear pride. Like, y'all walk around with that swag that we walk around with when we get a dub. And for me, I take that real personal, because I don't like being bagged on by my teams. Like, when my Lakers lose, I'll be pissed. So So like I take that stuff real serious, man, and it's up to us to work every day and put the work in. And like you've seen, I mean, the Steelers fan came and they showed up today in our stadium. We sent them home, and I think our fans felt the energy. Like, man, we ain't playing today, like from the get go. So I just want to say, man, like we're gonna keep fighting every day, just so y'all can walk around with that swag. I think that's huge, man, for this team. That's something that we want to keep building on, and it's a blessing to be able to be in Houston, like a great town with a lot of stuff to do, great people. Southern hospitality to its finest, and I'm falling in love with the city little by little, so it's a blessing.
After the team started out 0-2, you guys are now back to 500. Where do you feel like this team is equivalent way through the season?
We're just getting started. Man. It's only the beginning. There's a lot of football to be a lot of football to be played still. It's early, man. We don't want to get too high, too low. Stay right where we're right on 50, man. I think that's the thing to get us over the hump and get us a win each and every week is just doing that one thing, like tonight getting your rest. Those little victories that we talk about every day to get to the big ones. I think that's how it works. So for us, man, staying even head, even killed, and coming back to work with a relentless mindset. So ready to get back to work, but we got to enjoy this one, man, for sure.
Okay, CJ, obviously everybody felt this team was going to have to be rebuilt from the ground up, but you are ahead of where just about everybody except your coaching staff and the players felt like you would be. Now you're in a four-way tie for first place in the division. Everybody's at 2-2. You've got to feel like you've got as good a chance as anybody else in this division to win the division.
Yeah, man. When I was at Ohio State, we used to say Buckeyes against the world. Now I'm bringing this swag here, man. Texas against the world. So it ain't about what they write about us. It ain't like it's about what we put on the field on Sundays, the work we put in. So there's a lot of football to be played still, but we're gonna walk around with that swag. We know what we can do, and we're getting a lot of guys back from injury, which is gonna help a lot. And for us, man, we're just gonna keep fighting, keep battling every game, every day, every little one thing we want to keep battling. So it's just the beginning, and we're just getting started. So excited for the future. Go Texans! God bless y'all.
That was C.J. Stroud, folks, and the Houston Texans, D'Amico Ryans. You had Will Anderson Jr. out there, and it's looking bright. It's looking bright. We keep on saying it's looking bright. Next decade or so, you're going to have some new legends in H-Town. When you go to the games, you'll see them up in the rafters. C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson, and a whole lot of others. Might see Petrie there, Jimmy Ward, you know. And that 2020, this guy here, man, I'm liking what I see. Each week, I'm seeing him on the camera. I'm seeing him making tackles. He's in the mix, and he don't mind sticking his head in harm's way. The man looks, read, and react. I mean, he is pounding down that line of scrimmage, making tackles, hitting the running back, hitting the quarterback, hitting the offensive lineman. It doesn't matter. This guy is something special. So he's making a name for himself. 2020, you just keep on go, okay? So, yeah, great things, man. Great things in Houston. That was a good team win, a good balanced win. I don't know, man. I'm getting a little spoiled. I'm going to want to see this every week. But, man, they can win this division. That I'm looking at it now, they can win this division. There's no doubt about it. To me, they're better than the Jaguars. To me, they're better than the Colts. Titans, I believe they're better than the Titans too, when it comes down to it. No doubt, man, the talent is here. The talent is here for this ball club. They just getting the system and trying to get everything together so they can just go and don't even think about it. Because you already see they put up 30 points, man. What did they put up last week, 37? Told you this team can score some points. And they can average this. They can actually average this. They don't even have the whole system down yet, and they're putting up these kind of points. The offense is explosive. And I want to give a shout out not only to the offensive line, I want to give a shout out to these wide receivers, the wide receiver core. Unbelievable. I mean, these guys was counted out all year, especially Nico Collins. And then you come in and put up this type of game, and it's been by a collective unit, everybody getting their hands on the ball and making something happen with it. Just gotta love this, because it's supposed to be the weak link of the team is the wide receiver core. No, it ain't the weak link. Actually, there's no weak links on this offense. No weak links at all. And the weak link supposed to be going into this game was the offensive line. But you see what they did? They mustered up some gut about them. Went out there and hit people. Leaning on these defensive linemen. Opening up holes and gaps. Buying time for C.J. Stroud. Man, what can you say? The work is paying off. They're working hard in practice. They're in the film room. And they're showing on the field on Sundays. Gotta love that. Give these guys a round of applause. Gotta love it. Box score here. Kind of already covered it. I had it up for a while. At least on the Texan side, doing D'Amico and Stroud and Will Anderson post-game coverage. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to check out some scores from Sunday from other teams. And we'll be right back. Welcome back in, quick hitters. Welcome in, Goodymo short crew. Yeah, I know. Y'all know I had to pull up the Eagles game. You know I had to do that. They try to scare us a little bit, these Washington Commanders. They tried to scare us a little bit, but we got a great kicker. Yes, Elliott is one of the greatest kickers in this league. We trust in him. The head coach trusts in him. The whole team trusts in him. If it was a 56, 60-yarder, 62-yard field goal for a game winner, we're going to trust him to run out there and knock it down. Jake has kicked some fantastic game winners in his career with the Eagles. This guy should be going down in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the greatest kickers in the league. He's our best. He wins ball games. That's what he does. Back and forth for a while. I thought we could have had a chance to run away with it, but it didn't happen. Sam Howell, he kind of put together a little ball game himself there. No interceptions. Anytime you have a young guy come in with no interceptions, he's doing a pretty good job managing the game and trying to make some plays in the long run. Overall, I love this game as well, too. At first, I was a little on pins and needles, because I was like, come on now. Don't let this be one of our losses against the Washington Commanders when we know we can get it. But they came to fight. We score a touchdown, they go down there and get them some touchdowns. So we had to dig deep and get back in this game and then hold on to it once we got rolling. But Sam Howell, 29 for 41, 290 yards, 7.1 on average and 1 touchdown. He did a good job. Brian Robinson Jr. for the running game. He had 14 carries, 45 yards, 3.2 on average and a touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 8 catches, 86 yards, 10.8 on average. He didn't have any touchdowns, but I like Terry McLaurin. Great receiver. Great receiver. Young guy. Look out for him for years to come as well. Like watching him play. Go down here. Who did something on the defense? Cameron Curl, 12 tackles, 9 solo. He was in the mix. Underneath him was Cody Barton. He had 9 tackles, 8 solo. And then Emmanuel Forbes underneath him with 9 tackles and 7 solo. And as far as the Eagles over here, Jalen Hurts do what Jalen Hurts does. And hopefully coming in next season, Madden Football will have that rating just a little bit up a little bit from where you had him this season coming in. And it's probably going to jump as the season goes on as well. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, don't slouch him. Don't disrespect this man. Put some respect on his name instead. 25 for 37, 319 yards, 8.6 on average, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions in this ball game. DeAndre Swift finding a diamond in the rough, 14 carries, 56 yards, 4 on average, 1 touchdown. He made the most of his opportunities, didn't get the ball that much, but when he did, 4 on average. Jalen Hurts ran a little bit. Kenneth Gainwell as well. A.J. Brown, my goodness. All that fuss, man. Hey, we got you. we got you, man. You want the ball, you can get the ball. You hear me? I hear you, man. Did you know something we didn't know? Huh? Did you know something we didn't know? 9 catches, 175 yards, 19.4 on average, 2 touchdown passes. The guy that was guarding you put it all in his face. You got the penalty after the touchdown, but it's good to go because you sent that message. It's a bad man. A.J. Brown is a bad man. Outstanding. You got Devontae Smith on the other side of this. And he's not no slouch either. 7 catches for 78 yards, 11.1 on average. He didn't get any touchdowns, but man, he caught some big balls though. Dallas Goedert, he had 2 for 25, and so on. So man, it was a good win. They got to go through some adversity somewhere, and when you find it, you got to find a way to dig yourself out of it, which they did, and move along, man. Like I say, it's bigger fish to fry. You just got to keep on moving along. But this is a good game, a high-scoring game. And Commanders, they came out with it. Got to tip your hat off to them. They came for this one. They just came up short. And let's see here. Because I know those Dolphins, man. After scoring 70 points, they come back with 20 points. The Bills said, hold on a minute here. I mean, slapped them in the mouth. After them blowing out somebody, they come back and get blown out. But you didn't expect the Bills to do this. I know I didn't. Now, you knew they had it for their offense and how explosive they are, but you didn't know nothing about what Josh Allen was going to do. He started this season off a little rocky. They showed up in this game. 20-48, all over those Dolphins. So, what do you think? You think what these Dolphins have been showing is kind of a little paper plastic, or you think they just got hit in the mouth and they're going to come back next week and be right back on schedule? Possibly. But we see that time and time again, these teams in the regular season look all world, and they get to the playoffs and they get bumped out the first round. I'm not saying that's going to be the Dolphins, but I've seen it happen time and time again. Atlanta Falcons, they was real hot one year, had that beautiful record in the regular season, went to the playoffs and whoop, right on up out of there. All for nothing. So it happens. But yeah, I tip my hat, shouts out to the Bills. I expected y'all to get whooped that game because I did not pick y'all, and y'all went out there and y'all took care of y'all business. Now y'all bottle that up and try to bring it to week after week after week, get yourselves back in the mix. Vikings and Panthers. Who did I pick on that one? I can't remember. Probably was the Panthers. And the Vikings got them 21-13. Broncos and Bears. Remember the Misfits? Thought the Broncos was going to let that one go too. But Sean Payton got him a win. Shouts out to him. He needed it bad. Because if they lost this ball game, they're probably honest to say that he wouldn't have been back next year. 0-4? Oh, man. Yeah, he wouldn't have been back next year, I don't think. Him and Wilson would have been out the back door. And the reason why they're going out the back door is because they don't want nobody to know that they're gone. They don't want them shaking hands or nothing like that. Just right here. Pink slip. All right. See y'all. Have a nice life. But yeah, they needed that win. And the Bears, man, I don't know if to feel sorry for them or just say they're not even part of the NFL. Because that's how pitiful these Bears are, man. They pitiful. Pitiful. Ravens and Browns. When I heard Deshaun Watson wasn't going to play, I pretty much knew the Ravens were going to kind of go all over these guys. And they did. Lamar Jackson at least did. How many touchdowns did he run for? 2 or 3 touchdowns? I didn't get to really watch that game, and I seen some highlights and saw it down on the ticker. But, yeah, they took care of business with the Browns. Watson wasn't there, so that was pretty much an easy win for them, 28-3. Then, of course, the Steelers and the Texans. Big quality win. Like I say by those Texans, big quality win. I don't care if the Steelers not like of old and they're having their problems on offense, and we're not worried about any of that. They're the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we've known them in the past of taking care of business and being a hard-edged, tough-nosed team, and that's exactly what they are. And the Texans didn't allow them to get off to a good start on a good foot. We didn't allow it to happen. So, shouts out to them at home, beating a quality ball club like the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I say, got to go in the record books, man. This is a new. These Texans are a new. What other here? Saints, come on now, who that? Couldn't even get in double digits in this ball game. Lost to the Buccaneers 26-9. And Bengals, they're still having their problems, right? What's going on with Joe Burrow and them over there? A field goal, that's all you can get? To the Titans, 27-3. Didn't watch that game. That one's on the ticker. But yeah, they got to straighten out whatever they got going on over there, but they're not ready. They're not ready. And it would be a crying shame if this team don't even make the playoffs. You know, that's still possible. It really is possible. Some teams that look good and coming in this year projected to go to the playoffs or win a Super Bowl don't even make the playoffs. It can happen in football. It definitely can happen. Raiders and Chargers, that's my pick there. I picked the Chargers in that one. And they pulled that out 24-17. Unfortunate what's going on with those Raiders over there coming out of the gate. A lot of people's looking for them to be a playoff team. I was too, honestly, but they got a rocky start coming out of the gate, and I don't know if they're going to be able to recover. I don't. Garoppolo wasn't in there. You know, they had a rookie out there trying to sling it around, but he was making mistakes. I think he threw a pick at the end that really cost him dearly. Had a chance to tie the game. And Patriots and Cowboys. That was gone before it got started. Really was hoping those Patriots could at least give them a good fight. It didn't turn out that way. Cowboys created too many turnovers, and they were just scoring touchdowns left and right, just off of picks. Mac Jones, they're starting to realize that you're not going to be the man for the job at the quarterback position. It just seems like he can't get it. And Zappy, if that's his name, I'll probably finish out the season with him. Hate to say, unless you want to put Mac Jones out there one more time in a game and say, all right, let's try it one more time. You screw this up, then you're down for the rest of the year. But yeah, that was just bad quarterback play. And to me, they pulled the plug a little too late. Plug should have been pulled on him. He might have salvaged the game a little bit. Don't wait till it's out of hand. He's been playing bad leading up to it going out of hand, and you still got him in the ball game. And now you want to say, Zappy, come save us? Nah, man. You can almost see when the quarterbacks will have a bad game in the first quarter, or at least before halftime. You can say, oh, it's not his night. We need to go a different route. They should have went another route. Cardinals and 49ers. 35-16. Pretty much everybody knew 49ers was going to win that game at home, and not the Cardinals. It would have been a shock if they did. It sure would have been a shock. So yeah, man, there was a lot of games on the queue. There was a lot of games on the queue. And we still ain't finished yet. Monday Night Football. Gotta seal that deal. But as far as my picking record, I have to really take a look at it. Right now, I'm just hoping I can get to 500 the way it's been looking. It's been looking pretty. Had some shockers out there. Had some shockers, man. But if I can get to 500, I haven't tallied it up yet. But we'll see. We will see. But yeah, but that's it. Y'all enjoy y'all making it Monday. Texans, proud of that. Proud to see it. More to come, hopefully. Keep on grinding each week. And they playing the Falcons next week? They could beat the Falcons. Oh yeah, I believe they're better than the Falcons. Go ahead and get that win. Get above 500. 3-2, that sounds real good, don't it? Yeah, teams they supposed to beat, they need to get those. All of them. The big games, let that just be a toss-up. See which way it goes. Give ourselves a chance down in the fourth quarter. But these games that you really know you can win, go ahead and get those. Don't be no surprises. But they play like they played Sunday afternoon. The rest of the way. Oh, man. Like their chances. So we're going to see. We're going to see. And Colorado game. I know there's a lot of talk going on now about the fix was in. Seems like somebody pulled an okie dokie. I don't know. They're going to be looking into that, investigating that. I hope nothing crazy comes out of it, but something had to happen. We all watched the game. Sitting on the ball, running out the clock like you winning, like you're leading the game, when you need to be going to the air quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yeah, they're looking at the offensive coordinator, seeing what's going on with him. And I'm pretty sure they're going to get to the bottom of it. But if that's so, man, I don't like that in the game at all. It just messes up the game for people who like to watch the game, cover the game, real passionate about it. I know you hear all this stuff about games being fixed and people betting on the games that's involved in the organization, all this crazy stuff. You want to try to leave that out because it's just dirty and muddies up the game that we love to watch. And if there's a game out there to be won, go ahead and win the game. No sitting, shaving points, or whatever the case may be. But like I say, all these are alleged and they're going to look into it. But it was pretty obvious something was going on. Something was going on. Because in no right mind, I don't see any offensive coordinator in the passing game with a score like that, no timeouts, and you're trying to get back into it to win it, go about it that way. Never seen it. So that was pretty obvious. And if it is what it is, then he's not the brightest bulb in the tool shed. You know what I mean? Something needs to happen with him. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. It's making it Monday. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. This G.S.Q.H. Until next time, we out of here. Peace.